And we're back at the Big League Dreams Sports Complex for Day 3 of the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. I'm Taylor Storthy. Welcome to Yankee Stadium, and it is Texas Tech taking on Cal State Fullerton. The coaches meeting at home plate, and we will find out who can come on top in Game 2 of the action today. Can Texas Tech stay unbeaten against NCAA opponents? At the Classic, they have been cruising throughout play so far this weekend. They started out with a win against Fresno State in 5 innings, and yesterday they defeated Bethune-Cookman in that same span, 8-0. 20 runs scored, 2 runs surrendered in total. How will they do against the team that just pulled off, not necessarily a miracle, but an incredible outcome? Cal State Fullerton, a recent upset against Oregon here at the Collegiate Classic. 7-3 victory against the 16th ranked team in the nation. But how can the Titans do against the Raiders? It's not number 16 anymore. They're taking on the D1 softball 3rd ranked team in the nation. And they stood up to one of the best teams in the world all the way back on Thursday night against Team Japan. They barely lost out, and it was Caitlin Terry in the circle who was stellar across 7 innings of 1-run ball. She'll be ready to go today, taking on Cal State Fullerton in the bottom of the 1st, but it'll be the top of the 1st coming up shortly. Cal State Fullerton entered today with a 6-7 record. They'll finally get a record that could either be 500 or they'll fall to 6-8 by the end of the day today, and that the rest of D1 needs to watch out. A lot of fans here ready for the game, whether it's California fans traveling for Fullerton, but other fans wanting to see the Raiders in action. It should be an exciting one. The Titans pre-game ritual getting hyped up. It'll be Ava Hurtado who gets tasked with taking on Texas Tech in the circle. It will not be an easy job for Cal State Fullerton. Looking ahead for Cal State Fullerton, they will be active later today, taking on San Diego State. Or actually, no, they won't be taking on San Diego State later today. They will be going down to one of the other fields at 2:30 p.m., taking on Auburn. It is not an easy run for them through the Mary Nutter. They opened up against Oklahoma, lost in 8 innings. They then beat Rutgers and beat Oregon, and are facing a 3rd-ranked opponent right here and right now before closing out against a pretty solid SEC side in Auburn. They won't be active tomorrow. It's their final day at the Classic. Texas Tech, meanwhile, they will be active later today against San Diego State, who just came away with a 7-6 win over Seattle, almost losing the lead late, but holding on for the win. And then on Sunday, Texas Tech faces off against UC Riverside to close out their weekend of play before next week heading back home to Lubbock to take part in the Janine McHaney Memorial Classic, where they'll have an active weekend against a ton of Texas foes. So Hurtado will get set to warm up in the circle. She'll be the starter for Cal State Fullerton. 4.93 ERA on the season, a 2.11 whip. She has struck out 22 in 27 innings. Downside is she's also walked 22 in that span. She'll need to have her elite control today when going up against Texas Tech. See the Cal State Fullerton outfield. On defense, they've got Lozano in right, Verhoef in center, and Newcomb in left. as Hurtado continues the warm-up. And this is, I think, as good of a time as any to introduce the Texas Tech starting 9. Leading off for the Red Raiders, it'll be Mahia Davis, followed by Mia Williams. Taylor Panel bats third with Jasmine Burns batting cleanup. Laggy Karoga bats fifth, Lauren Allred batting sixth, Desiree Spearman seventh, Haley Tony eighth, and Kaylin Terry rounds out the order at the plate. It'll be Logan Halliman as the designated fielder out and left. So Texas Tech ready to go. Top of the first. 12:02 p.m. First pitch on the way from Hurtado. Ball one, just missing low. Good take to start the game by Mahia Davis. Lopez forms the battery with Hurtado. And that'll be ball two, missing down low. Davis ahead in the count. And she'll take ball three, drifting up high. Not a bad fastball that time around. Mia Williams awaits. She is on deck. And that is strike one. 3-0 count now to 3-1. Hurtado back in the battle. But can she keep alive to bring the count full? Will we see Davis swing the bat? Nope, ball four, great takedown low. No swings needed to start the ball game. A leadoff walk for the Red Raiders, wearing red today. Two tough matchups for Texas Tech today. On paper, they are going to be heavy favorites. But in practice, both San Diego State and Cal State Fullerton, tricky opponents. Fullerton almost beating Oklahoma, taking them to extras, and upsetting Oregon is definitely a good look to start Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic play. And these are the first games for both teams today, so there's no initial fatigue on the board for the Titans or Raiders. Runner goes. That throw is wild to the outfield. However, the center fielder makes sure Davis has to stay at second. Another steal on the season for Mahia Davis. Great work for the senior. Mia Williams continues at the plate. The new transfer out of Florida, one of the best players in the SEC last season. Now on fire for Texas with 4 home runs already in 2026. Here's Hurtado. Down low, good take. Davis still at second. It's a 1-1 count. First pitch strike on the stolen base. That's popped up from Williams and it will drift foul. Giving chase is Arce, the first baseman. But Ava Arce just unable to get there. Left to right for the infield defense for Cal State Fullerton. It's Casillas, Perez, McClinton, and Arce. Casillas at the hot corner, Perez at short, McClinton at second, Arce at first. The 2-2 rolled to third, picked up, the runner will stay at second, and out just by half a step is Williams. Couldn't beat the throw. Good play by Casillas. One away. Runner stays at second, Davis unable to advance. That'll bring up Taylor Panel to the plate. Ball one, and they get her out at third. Successful pickoff throw as Davis. Awkward jump on the base path. She was not ready for the throw to the shortstop from Lopez. Heads up defense, and the base runner vanishes. 1-0 count, but crazy situation there. Davis is not typically the player to get caught asleep on the base path. That one missing to put Taylor Panel ahead 2-0. High and in, 2-1. High for Panel, but easily caught in shallow center field by Verhoef, and that will end the inning. So after a leadoff walk, a quick ground out, and a quick play from the catcher, catching Davis asleep on the base path, helps Hurtado to a 1-2-3 inning against one of the top teams in the nation. Still very early going, but a positive start for Cal State Fullerton, keeping the Raiders off the board. On to the bottom of the first. We're back at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic, Day 3 in Cathedral City. Texas Tech, Cal State Fullerton, bottom of the first. The Raiders kept off the board to start the game. How can the Titans respond on offense? It will not be easy. Caitlin Terry proved her might on Thursday night when she got tasked with taking on Team Japan. And she did it brilliantly. 8 strikeouts over 7 innings. She conceded the lone run of the game. But it's an exhibition game. It won't go against her perfect 4-0 record, and nor does the earned run go against her 0.98 ERA. But honestly, even with the loss in hand, I think that Caitlin Terry could want that loss against Team Japan to go on her resume for 2026. Because to go up against the world champions and do what she did is unbelievable out of Terry. One of the best arms in the nation, and her legend continues to grow. Let's see how the lefty does against the Titans lineup. Leading off, it'll be Sarah Perez, followed by Colby McClinton. Batting third is Alexia Lopez with Sarah Casillas batting fourth. Natalie Lozano bats fifth with Ava Arce batting sixth. Designated player Maggie Polovich bats seventh. Kate Verhoef eighth, and Sophia Newcomb rounds out the order. 1-1 now, Perez against Terry. Perez looking to get on board to start the game. Fouled back, 2 strikes. High heat from Terry. Her family very tied into softball at the college level. Her sister played at Glendale Community College. Her mom played softball at Florida State. Good zip on that fastball, almost gets away from the catcher, Quiroga. The dual catcher combo for Texas Tech on offense, Burns and Quiroga, one of the best pairings in the nation. That one's going to be lined, and over the head of the shortstop, a leadoff single for Cal State Fullerton. And Perez gets on the board. No issues while trailing in the count. That'll bring up McClinton to continue the bottom of the first with a runner aboard. We'll see if Perez gets going. Squares up for the bunt. Kuroga with a quick pop. Runner stays put. McClinton hitting .366 on the year. Also 2 sacrifice hits. That's, I believe, what they're trying to do here, and I like the idea. Bring a runner to scoring position. Runs are not going to be a guarantee against the Raiders. That one's popped up and caught by Terry. No chance for the double play. 1 down. That one went right to the circle. Bad news for McClinton. Alexia Lopez gets a chance right here. Lopez hitting .359, .395, .590. Entering the day today. Strike 1, good spot from Terry. High, 1-1. That one missing high from Terry. One on the way from Terry. Just outside. Kuroga couldn't frame it. And Lopez, the catcher, Cal State Fullerton, able to get ahead. Lined, foul, 2-2. Do have a brief little update. Always a danger with foul balls hitting the camera. It wasn't in the Texas Tech game, but there was a time yesterday where there was a wild warm-up pitch that knocked the camera out, and I think it might have been one of the Clinton or Perez foul balls that did so here as well, as this one's flared the right field. Shallow, but not shallow enough to drop. Easy catch for Spearman. Runner stays at first, 2 down. A little bit harder for balls to get in the way of the center field camera, although a home run from San Diego State earlier went right overhead. The Aztecs get a bit of a breather. They'll definitely be watching Texas Tech as they face off against the Raiders next at this field. And that one right to Spearman again, out of reach. Two outs for Casillas. Not 2 strikes yet. Big rising action and great take. Hit foul, still 1-2. Still in play as one of the other softballs from a different field comes down onto Yankee Stadium. Good news is that foul. There were 2 balls in play. 1-2 on the way. Casillas at bat continues. Terry to try to end the frame. Checked and fouled. Brilliant protection there by Casillas. Hasn't had too many strikeouts on the season, only 3. And doesn't want to go down for a 4th time against Terry. Still 1-2. Lined, foul. Another one hit down the right field line. Still 1-2. Fouled back. Again, trying to get the strikeout. I think the runner was going this time. Might as well do a hit and run with 2 away. Wind might get in the way at the field. 1-2 from Terry. Swing and a miss. There's strike 3. It took a couple tries, but Casillas goes down swinging. One hit. About ready to go in the top of the second. Can Texas Tech get on the board today? Well, they probably will. Including Oregon and Long Beach State. Long Beach State had a 6-2 lead at one point. Could be a huge upset alert. It was Lena up. Odaka getting a 3-run shot about 15 minutes ago. But for now, top of the second. Burns leads off for the Raiders against Hurtado. Ball one to Jasmine Burns, who, just like most of the Texas Tech offense, has been off to a hot start. 346, 508.46 slash line. Texas Tech as a team is slugging over 1,000. As the count goes, 2-0. As a team, they're hitting 373. Their opponents batting 175 against them. Two-0 on the way. Make it 2-1. Burns finally sees a strike. The designated player will be followed by Quiroga and Aldred here in the second. Outside, 3-1. Walking Burns isn't a bad idea, but there's a lot of protection for the players in the Texas Tech order. Quiroga and Aldred on deck. Aldred hitting 375, Quiroga hitting 400. Three and two. Full count now for Burns. Was ready to go to first base as that was right on the edge of the plate. We'll have to try again. Hits it into right. That's got some carry. It's off the wall and takes a weird hop away from Lozano. Extra bases for Burns to start the inning. A standing double for the designated player. Tough one to get to out in right field for Lozano. Couldn't see how it was going to go off the wall. Almost left the yard, but Burns unable to get her 5th home run. Instead, just her 2nd double of the season. Very positive outcome, as it looks like they will bring on the designated runner, Halliman, to replace Burns on the pace bath. Just trying to get a little extra speed with Quiroga at the plate. No outs, runner on second. Squares up for the bunt, gets it down, it's in fair territory, out at first. Successful bunt by Quiroga, and I think that caught the Titans defense off guard. Not necessarily expecting such a strong hitter to lay down the bunt. Aldred has a runner at third, one away. Line drive to center from Aldred with a lot of carry. Catch made and left. Throw to the plate, not in time. Newcomb, good attempt, but it's a sac fly for Lauren Aldred. And Texas Tech take the lead in the top of the second. That'll bring up Desiree Spearman with 2 away, and now the bases are empty. Just a quick manufactured run to start the offense for the Red Raiders. Every run will be important. I'll say Fullerton usually able to keep things close. Down low, ball 1. Good changeup, but misses inside. I thought that was going to be a strike. Make it 2-0 in favor of Spearman. Hurtado continuing in the circle. Three 3-0 now, missing away. Haley Toney is on deck. That's a strike, 3-1. High and inside. Close one there, but it just gets over the plate. And that is ball 4. Almost on the zone. Very small today, hard to work with for Hurtado. That's her second walk. With 2 down, a runner's aboard for Haley Toney. Toney a bit quieter at the plate, but still slugging .514. Been able to utilize her speed this season. 4 steals for the shortstop. Ball 1 almost dropped. Lopez keeps it, runner stays put. 1-0. Hit on the ground or short will be a close play at first. Lopez out by a few steps. Good fielding by Perez. That'll end the inning. For Texas Tech, as they take the lead, the Titans got plenty of time to respond when we come back at the bottom of the second. Warm-ups concluded. Terry ready to continue. In line right now for her 5th win of the season. As Texas Tech hold the lead, but Terry will need to stay flawless. Lozano, RC, Polovich, 2 up for Cal State Fullerton as we begin. We also want to thank all our sponsors for the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic, starting with Easton. The Easton Ghost Unlimited is now available. Get a sneak peek of the brand new unreleased Rawlings Halo bat. You won't want to miss it. Thank you to Easton. Bottom of the second, first pitch from Terry. Swing and a miss of the high heat. Strike 1. Great stuff so far from Terry throughout the Classic and throughout the season. boasting a sub-1 ERA. And while she did give up a hit in the previous frame, she was able to keep Cal State Fullerton off the board. 252 career batting average at UCLA, had a 250 career ERA. It's also to 2024 Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. Great movement on that breaking ball, hitting the zone. 1-1. Or 0-2, I think. Terry to Lozano, fouled away. That'll bring the count to 2 strikes. Terry in the driver's seat. Outside. Ball 2. Great take there by Natalie Lozano. Fouled back, still 2-2. The right fielder trying to get something going for Cal State Fullerton. 316 average on the year. 1 home run. This team, Fullerton, have 8. Fouled again. Keeping in the fight. Taking that one foul. Ball low. A very unforgiving strike zone today. Not just for Hurtado, but also for Terry. Three-two hit through the hole. Splits the defense at short and third. A lengthy battle. And it's Lozano coming out on top. Second leadoff single for the Titans today. Unable to advance via sacrifice last time around. Will they have RC try to lay down the bunts? Fouled, 0-1. Squares up, bunted foul. That'll add a strike to the count. 0-2. Popped up. Out of reach. Hallinan watches his panel, gave chase. Still 2 strikes. 1 on. No outs. One more time. Ooh, that fastball drifts way away. Throw it at second. They almost recover to get the runner. It will be a wild pitch. Lozano in scoring position. Great hustle from Quiroga. That is not an easy ball to get to after that pitch misses super high. And there will be a quick conference for Terry in the circle. Chance just to talk things over. It's a tough weekend, a lot of reps for all of the pitchers across these pitching staffs. Terry could be experiencing some fatigue from having a lot of success early on in the weekend. Holding on to the 1-run lead. It'll be a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, and this time gets a whiff. 1 down on the 1-2 count. Against Lozano, the previous fastball that rose like that kept rising out of play, allowing the runner to advance. But this time, a clean swing and a miss, and goes right back to it. Ball 1. Ball 2. Good takes already by Paulovich. Terry focusing on the high heat. Paulovich hitting 200 in just 6 games played, her 3rd start of the season today. And that'll miss down low. Ball 3. Free base to work with one away. Verhoef is on deck. Three and 1. Good spot from Terry to not have a 4-pitch walk. Three one on the way. Almost hits her as she squared up for a bunt. And with 1 down, it's a 5-pitch walk to put Paulovich on base. So maybe a little bit of command issues here in the 2nd inning for Terry. Still popping up. Now it would have been in trouble. How will she react? Swing and a miss. Once again, sticking to the rising fastball. 0-1. High again, 1-1. Verhoef in a huge at bat, hitting 237 on the year. Fouled away. 1-2. Already had the upset with now Oklahoma confirmed 4-6 loss to Long Beach State. Texas Tech trying to avoid being stuck in an upset alert, as that will be ball 2. No, strike 3. Delayed motion, early vocal call. Verhoef goes down looking. Three strikeouts now for Terry. Needs 1 more to get out of the jam with Newcomb at the plate. Well, Newcomb due up. Cal State Fullerton will make a pinch hitting change. Bring on a different bat to try to convert. Don't know who it'll be. Stevens and Sanchez, 2 of the higher batting average numbers off the bench. The lefty ready to go, and it will be Jenna Stevens for this opportunity. 2 on, 2 away. Cal State Fullerton getting a hit would probably tie the game, maybe even take the lead if it was hit well enough. Strike 1, fastball just hitting the zone. 0-1 now. 0-2, the outside corner. Quickly getting ahead, Caitlin Terry. Swing and a tip in the dirt. She'll barely stay alive. Wicked break on that changeup. It's mainly been the fastball that Terry's been using in these counts. The 0-2 flow to the right field. That is going to drop foul. Would have been real scary if it stayed fair. Probably gives the Titans the lead. Sigh of relief for Terry, though. She'll get to go again. Still 0-2. Terry leading against Stevens. Swing and a miss. Not a changeup, a low fastball getting a big whiff. Terry strikes out the side after getting in trouble. At the top of the third at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic on Flo College. Look at the beautiful background here at Yankee Stadium at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. You can see that backdrop too from the home plate camera. A beautiful afternoon for some softball. Texas Tech, Cal State Fullerton. The Raiders up 1-0. Defensive change back made by the Titans. I assume it'll be putting Newcomb back in left field after Stevens came on as a pinch hitter in a high leverage spot. Hurtado, a good job in the circle. She'll take on Terry Davison-Williams. Terry, two-way player now at the plate. Ball one, taken outside. Terry's strongest work has been in the circle, but she is hitting .500. Above an 1100 OPS this season. 2-0, missing away. Good spot on the changeup from Hurtado. That's a strike. Facing one of the best teams in the nation, but dealing with the challenge brilliantly. Let's see what the sophomore fires with next. Down in the dirt. That one will miss. 2-1. Good patience from Terry to open the at-bat. Strike two. That'll level the count at 2-2. Lined. Picked up at second. Close play, and it gets away from the first base player. Arcee had to cover it quickly, unable to, and the throw from McClinton puts Terry on board. Mishandled catch on the play. One on for Mahia Davis. We'll see if she's swinging away or looking to drop down a bunt. Strike one, good location from Hurtado. Catcher pops up quickly in case Terry tries to steal. On the ground at third, picked up on a sliding play, throw to second, not in time. Too late on the turn, great stop by Casillas. But on the fielder's choice, everyone's safe. And now there's 2 on with no one out for Texas Tech. Team huddle in the circle now for the Titans. Not with the coach, just with the players as they game plan the heart of the order, starting with Mia Williams. Hurtado on the way. First pitch to Mia Williams. Squares up, bunted backwards. Strike one. Grounded out to start the game today. Put on the ground and foul. That'll add a second strike to the tally. We'll have to keep working hard to advance the runners. 1-0-2 to Williams. Popped backwards. Still 0-2. Down to the dirt, 2-2. Quick pop from Lopez. It's actually the count will go 1-2. Quick note from the Titans coach. Penciling in a change, but I don't know whether it'll be defensively or if it's for Hurtado. Or if he's just trying to confirm something that the Raiders have done, which is what it looks like. But for now, still a big spot for Texas Tech to try to open the scoring. 1-2 from Hurtado. Outside, 2-2. Great take by Williams. Breaking ball just going away. Runners at first and second. Ball three, couldn't frame it. Full count for Williams. On deck, Taylor Panel. Will she get the bases loaded? High fly ball. Going way back, but in play. Caught in left field by Newcomb. The runners advance to second and third. A lengthy battle that leads to a productive out. It could have been worse for the Titans. One down for the third base player. Down low, ball one. The panel gets ahead to start the at-bat. Also flew out in her previous try at the plate. Panel, recent transfer out of Tennessee, almost went 400, 500 for her average and on-base percentage. Stellar work with the Vols. All SEC first-team player. 2-0 now to Panel. High fly ball from Panel. The runners stay put as it goes all the way back, and it's over the fence. See ya. 3-run shot from Panel. It was in range of Verhoef, but couldn't get the glove in the right spot. Nothing Raiders. And if you take a look earlier today, there was a foul ball that hit the home plate camera. That home run was a few feet away from the center field camera. That'll bring up Burns back to the plate. This time, base is empty with one away. Heartbreaking for the Titans and for Hurtado, who was looking to navigate out of the tight spot. But Taylor Panel delivers a 3-run shot. That's her 4th of the season. Strike one to Burns. Hit foul, 0-2. Burns quickly behind the count. That one did leave the bat in a hurry. One and two now missing. Hurtado ahead in the count. Ball two just outside.
Yeah, it was either going to hit me or be a great shot.
Here's Hurtado. That one hit to deep left field. Should land a bit shallow, and the catch is made by Newcomb. 2 down. And that'll bring up Laggy Kuroga with 2 away. Newcomb has been busy on defense here in the top of the third. Wonder if a ball will be sent her direction again. Potentially out of Kuroga, who will get a chance to swing for the first time. Dropped a sacrifice bunt previously. Successful one. It manufactured the first run of the game. Strike one. Strike two. Good spot from Hurtado to try to close the door on the inning. Oh, 2 from Hurtado. Down to the dirt. Good take. On the ground a second. Takes a weird hop, but it's scooped cleanly by McClinton, and that'll end the inning. Well, the damage was done. 3-run shot for Taylor Panel. Hurtado does get 2 straight outs, but couldn't get out of the jam. How will the Titans respond? We are on our way to the bottom of the 3rd inning, right after this. It's not been an easy start for Caitlin Terry here at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Day 3 of the action at the Big League Dream Sports Complex. But the good news is Terry's got a lot of help. 4-0 advantage for the Raiders after that 3-run shot by Panel. As we continue, do want to thank more of our partners for the Mary Nutter, starting with DeMarini, who's got new and unreleased bats now available. Check out new DeMarini bats at your nearest dealer. And of course, USA Softball. From grassroots to gold, USA Softball is where dreams begin, skills are sharpened, and futures are built. Visit usasoftball.com to learn more about how to get involved in the future of softball and to find out all the American Games tryout dates for the top 12U or 14U players. First pitch on the way. Squares up for the bunt. Terry's throw not on time. Bunts for a hit, and that'll be a leadoff single for Perez. Heads up play to set the table for Cal State Fullerton. That'll bring up McClinton 1 on. Hit on the ground a second, gets through, and that'll put runners at the corners, maybe even send the runner home. They are. No chance to get her out at the plate. Slow to field it in left field, and it's an RBI double by McClinton, who will come home safely in second. 2 hits in the blink of an eye. The Titans are back in the fight. That is not how Terry wanted to start the new inning, but it's exactly what Cal State Fullerton needs. Great job there by McClinton. And it's 1 down for no one out for Alexia Lopez, 1 on. For McClinton, it's a .366 average with 2 home runs, 13 RBIs entering today. That is number 14 for her on the season. Did Lopez go? Runner goes, and they will actually get her out at third. No, she's safe. Don't know what the call is, but McClinton steals third. Couldn't get the tag down cleanly. That's her 3rd steal of the season. Aggressive base running, but it's paid off for the Titans. First base umpire going to try to confirm the ruling with the 3rd base umpire real quick, though. And actually, that's not the first base umpire. It's one of the Texas Tech coaches. But with the Adidas apparel and the all-black uniform, I got confused for a second. It's a chilly day, at least in the morning. Wonder how a uniform like that would feel as the day heats up here in Cathedral City. about 66 degrees at game time now. And I think they were calling the runner safe because Panel might have been in the way. But hey, you can't fight. City Hall aren't going to change the call. We'll continue with a 1-1 count. Lopez with a runner at third. Lined. That'll get down, and it's 4-2. Clean movement on that hard hit from Lopez, and stays in front of Davis for a single. That's why that 3-run home run was important. 3 back-to-back hits have put Terry in trouble. She only gave up 4 runs in the season entering the game today in 21 innings. What's 2 runs coming home and back-to-back base hits? Ball 1, missing high. One and 0 on the way. Popped up. Good high fastball. The runner was going on contact. 4-2 with a 1-1 count. Still the bottom of the third. 2 runs coming home back-to-back. The third run for Fullerton, currently waiting at first base. Can she get brought home? Swing and a miss. Runner goes. This time they get her with time to spare. Good swing move, but Lopez is out. Good throw by Quiroga. 1 down and a 1-2 count. Casillas at bat continues. 1-2 count. Bases are now empty. 4-2 still for Texas Tech. Fouled off her foot. Out of play. Still 1-2. Casillas went down swinging for the first of Terry's 4 strikeouts. Can Terry get number 5? Not yet. Fastball away. Just tipped foul. Sent high, sent deep, and they are within 1. See ya! Casillas, solo shot, and the Titans are knocking on the door of a comeback. It's 4-3 in the bottom of the third. As we continue with Lozano and the bases empty. Terry struggling here. Only 1 away in the bottom of the third. First pitch on the way to Lozano. Maybe the Raiders are on upset alert here at Yankee Stadium. We saw Oklahoma go down earlier. We saw Fullerton beat Oregon. And with a 4-3 scoreline, the Titans are back in the fight. Quickly, Terry getting ahead in the count, though, to Lozano. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A quick at-bat after the home run. 5th of the game for Terry definitely shows that she's been able to quickly shake off the home run, taking the Ted Lasso advice of being a goldfish. Clean slate now against Ava Arce, 2 away, bottom of the third. Strike 1, hitting the zone. Arce went down swinging earlier for the second Terry strikeout. high on that fastball. Zipped out of the hand. Those have been tough to handle for Quiroga, but keeps on top of that one. Two and one now. That one going high and inside. Swing and a miss, slowed it down, 2-2. One more strike will end what has been a disastrous inning for Terry on a positive note. Got her looking, strike three. Terry picks up two more strikeouts to played. The Titans are back in the fight. The Titans have done what they've needed to do. They scored three and clawed back the 3 runs they conceded in the top half of the third, and now it's the top half of the fourth. Hurtado continuing in the circle. I'm Taylor Storthy. Thank you for tuning in to the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. I want to thank one of our sponsors before we begin, Bonet. Bonet's a proud partner with Mary Nutter. Check out bonet.net for product pricing and to create your perfect training system. So both Hurtado and Terry have had a couple of hiccups in the circle. 3-run home run conceded in the previous frame by Hurtado. She's looked pretty good outside of that. She comes out of Ladera Ranch, California, born in Newport Beach. When she graduates, she's looking to get into medical device sales as that one's ripped to left field and picked up for out number 1. Good catch by Newcomb. 1 away. That'll bring up Desiree Spearman as All Reds retired. But more info about Hurtado. She's played softball since she was 4 years old. Strike 1. And she'll get ahead in the count. On field, she said she models her game like Rachel Garcia. 0-1 on the way to Spearman. Spearman down the line and foul. 0-2. So with 2 strikes, Spearman gets a chance to reset. She walked in her first try against Hurtado, but now is down 0-2 in the count. Flow to the right field. This could drop. Nope. Stays near long enough for Lozano. 2 away. And that'll bring up Haley Toney to the plate for the Raiders. Toney's a returning sophomore and hit the program's first home run in College World Series history last season for them in a matchup against UCLA. And last season, she had a perfect fielding percentage at short as well. 1,000%, strike 1. It's the reason Toney is continually featured for the Red Raiders this season, showcasing her strong glove. 0-1 now. Hurtado ahead in the count. Really looking strong this inning in the circle. Outside 1-1. One and two, good location there. One more strike, and Hurtado brings the Titans bats back to the plate. Hit foul. Still 1-2. Strike three, gets the check swing, but 3 inning. On to the bottom of the fourth. The Raiders lead by 1, but can the Titans respond? We'll be right back. For day 3 of the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic at the Big League Dreams Sports Complex. But for Kalen Terry, it's been a shaky outing. The Titans have looked good so far. And entering the bottom of the fourth, they'd like to do some more damage against Texas Tech's lefty ace. I'm Taylor Storthy. Thank you for watching. First pitch on the way from Terry. Strike one. Terry's electric stuff has still been on display. She's struck out 6. But that 3-run inning she just had definitely has made things interesting. An RBI double by McClinton. An RBI single by Lopez after a successful stolen base allowed McClinton to reach third. And then Casillas pulled them within 1. For now, we'll continue on the ground and foul. 2 strikes as she opens the inning against Polovich, Verhoef, and Newcomb. Stevens was the pinch hit replacement, but Newcomb back on defense. High and away. That one misses for a ball. Terry in a good spot against Polovich. Forces a ground ball. Foul. Still 2-2. Down to the dirt. Great take by Polovich. Brings the count full. She worked a walk last time. Would love to do the same. High into right field, carrying, and that's going to fall in foul territory. Good hustle by Spearman, but just out of reach. At least for the Raiders, it didn't go in fair territory. On the ground at third. Picked up by Panel. Good throw, one away. Won't be strikeout number 7 just yet for Terry. But a 5-3 ground out to start the inning to bring up Verhoef. First pitch on the way to Verhoef. Ball 1, missing high and slipping away from Quiroga. 1-0. Cal State Fullerton are also going to give themselves a tough challenge on their schedule when they travel to the Judy Garmin Classic next week. Well, host the Judy Garmin Classic next week, taking on BYU, Oregon State, California, before finishing the tournament against Seattle and Loyola Marymount. And that'll bring him into Big West play. They are 2-5 against ranked opponents this season, the Titans. Gotta say, that's pretty good when you consider that they took on Ole Miss, split the series to start the season, and had close games against Oregon, even though they ended up losing twice. They got revenge against them here at the Mary Nutter, but Texas Tech stays in front, second out of the inning. 2-1 ground out from Verhoef. And that will bring up Newcomb unless Stevens returns to the plate. Base is empty, so imagine they might keep the left fielder in. Nope, Stevens will be back replacing her. Don't think that Stevens has stayed in defensively. Actually, I think she has. Ball 1, missing low. Stevens getting the trust to stay in. Unsuccessful last time at the plate. How will she do right here? Good take on the 1-0. Foul back, 1-1. Her late grandfather graduated from Cal State Fullerton, and when Stevens graduates in 2 years' time, it'll be the 50th anniversary of his graduation. Pretty cool to see. Two strikes now from Terry. That one rolled to third. Panel not getting it. The shortstop does throw, pulls the first base player away. And the inning continues. A rare offline throw from Tony. Emphasis on rare, as that'll put the runner on first safely. She did have an error earlier this season, and that will be another one right here to keep the inning going. Sarah Perez back at the plate. Will they go with a pinch runner? There is a change getting made for the Titans. Good news for Terry, she does have 2 outs. And needs one more to strand the runner and keep the lead to complete 4 innings. We'll see if Terry gets a chance to go the distance, or maybe if they look to the bullpen afterwards. She is getting close to 80 pitches in the game. Ball up high. Cal State Fullerton very strong for both their softball and baseball programs. There's a reason the Titans were included in MLB The Show last year. In college, teams were added to the game. 1-1. Good take there. Fastball right on the edge of the plate. Strike for Terry. Two and one, missing high. Hits the corner, strike two. One more strike, and Terry will get out of another tricky spot. First time since the first inning, the Titans haven't been able to put a runner in scoring position. Although Stevens is waiting at first. On the ground, picked up at second. She'll just make the tag to end the inning. Loses the ball, hand glove afted. A solid go around this time to take us to the top of the fifth. 4-3, Texas Tech still lead. Brand new inning begins. It'll be Terry at the plate. No call to the bench, so I imagine it'll be Terry still in the circle. When we return, trying to go the complete game distance. Some struggles today for Terry with the Titans offense, getting some good work in. Hurtado has also battled really well. Only one strikeout, but she has been able to keep this close. Only 2 hits surrendered, crucially enough, for Hurtado. First pitch on the way. Strike one. Oh and 1. 1-1, missing high and away. Almost goes around on a check swing, make it 2-1 to Terry. Unsuccessful without the error on her first plate appearance, but she did come home to score. On the ground. That one gets through. No error this time. Just a slow roller that slips by Arcee and McClinton. A leadoff single for Terry. You don't need all the power in the world to get on base. Now will Mahia Davis try a sacrifice? We'll have to wait and see. Strike one, good framing on the outside, corner by Lopez. Terry stays put at first. Outside, 1-1. Check swing. That'll be a strike to Davis. Almost would have hit her if she didn't go around. The swing kind of pulled her forward into collision with the ball there. That allowed a second strike to the tally. Hurtado still in charge of the at-bat. Ball 2, missing low and inside. Lined foul, still 2-2. Two on the way from Hurtado. Terry still at first. Rolled on the ground. They'll get the out at second. Throw to first, not in time. Fielder's choice, one away. If it was a little bit quicker on the way to the circle, it could have turned two. Good hustle by Davis. One down for Mia Williams, who's been quiet at the plate today. Ball 1, missing low. Runner goes. That's a strike. Throw goes wild. Davis is safe. That'll level the count at 1-1 to Williams, but a successful steal for Davis. That is her 8th on the season. Williams still leads the way with 10 for Texas Tech. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Good high heater from Hurtado, her next offering to Williams. Low and inside, good take. That'll bring the count to 2-2. Hurtado again. Poked high, not super deep. Catch made, and Williams stays put as they make sure she doesn't go to third. Good job ranging back by the second base player, McClinton. 2 down now for Taylor Panel. Flashback to the 3rd inning. 3-run shot. That's been the difference maker today. It's what keeps Texas Tech in front. 4-3 advantage in the top of the 5th. Lined. That's going to get through. Will they send Davis home? Yes, they will. Throw from center, not in time. It's another RBI for Panel. She is on fire at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. 4th RBI of the game. 5-3 Raiders. With 2 outs, you're running on anything. Makes sense that Davis would not slow down. Jasmine Burns back at the plate. Doubled and was replaced with a pinch runner after getting on board, but returns to the plate here after having an at-bat in the 3rd, too. Quick conference in the circle for Hurtado as she tries to escape the inning.
You want to see Fullerton?
Fullerton are playing another game later today. Can Hurtado go the distance? Or will he go to the bullpen? It's a tough decision. Hurtado's been playing well, but at the same time, Texas Tech is getting a 3rd chance through the order. And there is action down at the bullpen. The pinch runner from earlier and pinch hitter from earlier, Stevens, getting some warm-ups, although those might be more defensive warm-ups too. This conference continues in the circle. Take a look ahead at some of the action that'll happen later today. The next game of this field, San Diego State's break comes to an end. They'll come back here to take on Texas Tech. They open the day with a 7-6 win against Seattle. Afterwards, we'll have Stephanie Manicero here with Texas A&M taking on Nebraska and LMU in back-to-back games. Should be a good fight for the SEC side. And at the main field, Wrigley at night, UCLA and South Carolina have back-to-back games. UCLA starting against Fresno State, then playing the Gamecocks. And after the Gamecocks face off against UCLA at 8 p.m., they will take on St. Mary's. 1-0, missing outside, Hurtado opening to Burns. Quick pickoff back to first, runner safe. Got a D on the back pick there by Lopez. A little lead from Panel. 5-3 Texas Tech after that RBI. Trying to close out the inning strong. One and two. One more strike and Hurtado will be out of the inning. Good takedown low. Ball 2. And Burns getting a chance just to quickly reset as she walks forward. Two on the way. On the ground. Picked up at second. Dropped. But the recovery's made in time by McClinton, inning over. Almost lost command of the ball there, but she gets the throw to first and the frame. But a run scores off of Panel, remaining on fire for Texas Tech. We've played 4.5, 5-3. Raiders lead. So we continue with Terry in the circle. Day 3 of the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. As we continue, I want to thank another one of our proud partners, Oakley. Oakley is all about recognizing the standout players who bring energy and excitement to softball. Our products are designed for those who respect the game's traditions while always looking ahead. Come see how Oakland is setting the standard in performance and style at www.oakley.com. We also want to thank USA Preps. Since 2011, USA Preps camps and showcases have provided guaranteed college coach exposure, giving teams and student athletes a direct path to be seen through elite competition on and get on-field instruction. Visit www.usapreps.com to see the full 2026 event schedule. McClinton, Lopez, Casillas due up. Strike 1 to McClinton. A long outing for both Hurtado and for Terry. For Terry, it's 3 runs surrendered, all of them earned. The most she has conceded all season because she entered today with only 3 earned. She was due for a tricky game like this. Still has struck out 6 in the circle as she gets ahead 0-2. Now on 85 pitches. Terry to McClinton. High heat or a low change? That's going to be the question. Rising action outside, 1-2. Good take by McClinton. She had an RBI double in her last plate appearance and would come home on the RBI by Lopez. On the ground, will be a close play. And the ball takes a weird hop past Terry. Wow. I am speechless because, you know, it is always dangerous when the ball's on the dirt. It can take some weird bounces. But that one is just cruel. It was almost like someone behind the scenes was using a remote control Harlem Globetrotter style for the Titans. Bad luck for Tony, runner on first to start the inning. How are you supposed to get to that one after the bounce just sends it flying away? Tying run at the plate now for the Titans. Ball one low to Lopez. They will call that a single. I think it would be unfair if that was called an error on Tony. 1-0, Terry to Lopez. Almost ties her up with a high heat. Does not go around. 2-0. Good check swing. Good spot down low, but not high enough. 3-0 now. Casillas waiting on deck. Do the Red Raiders have to start thinking about the bullpen now? Titans gaining momentum. And it is ball four. 4-pitch walk to Lopez has put 2 on the base path. Wouldn't be a matter of fatigue for Terry. She's been able to go the distance a few times. But do you try to get out of the danger? Samantha Lincoln, Kennedy. And for now, they don't have anyone warming up. But that might change. Terry going over some stuff with the coach. Quiroga joins her in the circle as they talk things over. Texas Tech had a great showdown against Japan back on Thursday night. Team Japan will be active later today at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. It'll be John Gross on the call for their matchups against Rutgers and Hawaii at Des Moines Field. Team Japan also has a primetime showdown against Loyola Marymount tomorrow. But for now, we continue. Texas Tech and Cal State Fullerton, the Titans, trying to put the Raiders on upset alert. First pitch on the way from Terry. Fouled, strike one. After the 4-pitch walk, Terry definitely useful. Let's get that strike right there. On the ground is short. Takes a weird hop past Terry all the way to the outfield. Bases will be loaded. They're not going to send the runner as Holloman does get there in time. Third time today there's been a weird play involving Lopez. Second time this inning. That one might get classified as an error. You got to feel bad for Tony at short. Things going from bad to worse for the defense, but from good to great for the Titans. First pitch on the way to Lozano. Bases full. No one out. Swing and a miss, strike one. And that's the crucial thing. No one out with the bases full for Lozano. Tying runs at second. Go-ahead run is at first. High again, 1-1 now. They won't call it an error on Tony, but it will be a fielder's choice. Although, actually, it's not bases loaded. There is one away, as that one's going to be grounded to third. And the Raiders turn two. Didn't have time to mention There was interference on the previous play, so that gets Terry out of the jam. What a miraculous escape. Interference prevented the bases from being loaded, and this time, Tony Williams-Allred retired the side. We'll be back with more action on Flo College's coverage of the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Top of the 6 up next. And we resume at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Taylor Storr, the top of the 6th, and I do got to explain the bottom of the 5th a little bit more. Shout out to the live stat team for Texas Tech. Not every college has been able to get live stats working. Partially, there's been some connection issues. But what had happened before the double play was on the fielder's choice, there was runner interference leading to McClinton being out instead of being at third base. So that added an out to the tally, and that allowed the quick play from Tony to Williams to Allred to end the inning. Ball 1 missing low from Hurtado. Just wanted to clear that up because I was a little bit confused at first as well. Hurtado continuing for her 6th inning in the circle now. Quiroga, Allred, Spearman due up for the Raiders. 1-1 now, missing down low from Hurtado. But a quick double play out of Texas Tech, helping Terry out when she needed it the most. A good bounce for a change after things were a little bit shaky on those infield hits for the Raiders throughout most of the day today. That one foul, 1-2. Fouled again, still 1-2. Slow change, good take by Quiroga. 2-2. Deep fly from Quiroga, but it's foul. Could have been yet another home run today. We saw Texas Tech go yard thanks to Panel. We saw Cal State Fullerton go yard thanks to Casillas. And Quiroga is going to float it deep, but not deep enough. Catch made, 1 down. Allred now, base is empty, 1 down. She'll be trying to improve her 0 for 1 day. She does have a sac fly from earlier. The manufactured run back in the 2nd inning. Doubled, bunted, brought home via deep fly. Two missing away. 3-0 missing low. On deck is Spearman. Will she get a base runner? And is Hurtado maybe feeling a little fatigued? That'll bring the count to 3-1. Wouldn't blame for her if she was. Her pitch count is now going to be at 99 on this next pitch. Lined, bounces off Hurtado. Will be a close play at first. Can't get the throw in time. Oh, so close. That'll be a single for Aldred. Good recovery after getting hit in the circle there. She'll be on safely. Desiree Spearman ready to go. Is that curtains for Hurtado? 99 pitches. A stellar outing against one of the best. I think she'll continue. They just needed to make sure she was good to go. Cal State Fullerton, what a weekend they've been having, regardless of how this game finishes. Regardless of how their weekend finishes. They can be proud of their effort. To get them out of the jam. Got to tip the cap. Hurtado battled brilliantly, but Liana Garcia will get the ball in the top of the 6th. Just 5 hits surrendered with 5 runs allowed. Only 4 of them going to be earned because there was an error earlier in the game. And while Hurtado did surrender 2 walks, struck out 1, not the best of walk to strikeout ratios, showcased very good command today out in the circle, not getting into trouble too often against a very dangerous offense. But out of the bullpen, the redshirt junior, Liana Garcia, the lefty, will get the call. She was an all-Big West honorable mention last year. We've mentioned so many times international play this weekend thanks to Team Japan being here. They were also here a few years back in 2018, and I think it was 2017. It was 17-18 or 18-19. But either way, the reason I mention that is because Garcia is a current member of the Mexican national softball team, and she even played for them in the Canada Cup way back in 2022. So it's possible she might stay active in international play come the Olympics in 2028. But for now, the redshirt junior out of San Marcos, California, gets set to take on Desiree Spearman. 1 on, 1 out. First pitch, high. Quick pop for Lopez. Ball 1. High from Spearman, carrying to left field. It's going to be caught on the run as it falls quickly in front of Newcomb. We're actually out of Pavlovich, 1-2 down. It's actually Pavlovich, not Stevens, out in left field. Playing good defense. Call to the bench for Tony. He'll bring on a more powerful bat in this situation. They'd like to extend their advantage with 2 away. It'll be the 0-0 of Jackie Lease. Baseball runs in her family. Her grandfather played in the MLB. Her father made it to AAA. And for Lease, Well, she's succeeded on the other diamond here in collegiate softball. Just came out of Southern Illinois this season for her senior campaign via the portal. 24 MVC MVP and a 3-time member of the All-MVC first team. 1-0 on the way to Lise. Runner stays put, 1-1. Took a bit of a jump, but goes back. Here's Garcia. It's the zone, 1-2. One more strike, and Garcia will get out of the jam. One-two on the way to Lise. Lined into the outfield. That's going to drop. Runners won't be able to get to third. And even though there were 2 outs and runners were moving no matter what, Allred will just settle at second. A clutch hit there for Lise to bring up Caitlin Terry. And they will keep her at the plate. No call to the bench either from the Raiders. Terry got on board via error in the third and scored. Got on in the fifth and was out via fielder's choice. Can she help her cause in the circle? She'll probably be back in the bottom half of the frame. Strike one right down Main Street to Terry. High, good take by the catcher. Low, add a second ball to the tally, 2-1 from Garcia to Terry. High from Terry, out to the outfield, but getting under it. Verhoef makes the catch. Escape complete, inning over. And after getting into a bit of danger,
pitcher.
On Thursday, Japan went from one ace to the other out of the bullpen to vanquish the Red Raiders. Well, Texas Tech is copying that strategy. After 5 innings, the day is done for Caitlin Terry. Instead, the best player in the nation, Nijiri Kennedy, gets the call to the circle to close the door for her second save of the season. 31 innings, 35 strikeouts, 9 walks. Didn't get a chance to take on Team Japan. Opened the Classic with a win against Fresno State back on Thursday. And while she hasn't featured too often at the plate this season, she's got the best arm in the nation. There's a reason she recently signed an awesome deal for her own signature cleat with Adidas. It'll be Kennedy ready to go. Arce, Paulovich, and Verhoef due up for the Titans. The defense back to normal for Texas Tech. Tony, who was replaced with Lease as a pinch hitter, is back at short. Cal State Fullerton going over some of the changes across the diamond too. But from ace 1B to ace 1A, the Raiders risking nothing to try to keep ahead of Cal State Fullerton. Question could be, would you want Kennedy to rest for game 2 against San Diego State? The answer is no. They'll have her ready to go for 2 innings out of the bullpen, starting in the bottom of the 6th. Strike 1. Final line score for Terry. 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 6 strikeouts to 1 walk. 0-1 already. Rising action, ball 1. I believe it is still Quiroga with her to form the battery. Actually, no. I believe they brought in Valdez to do so here late. Victoria Valdez, another returning player for the Raiders. Really good defensively behind home plate. Wonder if they're also making that change to try to counter the Titans on the base path. 1-2. Tipped foul. Good stuff for the high heat. Kennedy ahead in the count. Strike 3. 1 away. First strikeout out of the bullpen to start the inning strong. Paulovich up to the plate now. Started as a designated player, moved out to left field. Has done a good job out there, I'd say, today. 1 down, bottom of the 6th. High from Kennedy, ball 1. She's a 2-time Honda Sport Award winner. What's 2025 Big 12 Pitcher of the Year. That one will miss high. 2-0 now. And even though her ERA is currently above 1.5 to start the season, that's still a really good number to kick off the calendar year. It's barely above the team average, which has been a ludicrous 142 entering today. Ooh, a little low. Kennedy a little surprised, but hey, it can't fight City Hall. 3-0 count to Paulovich. You can hear the Fullerton bench chanting 3 balls out to the circle. Strike 1. Strike 2. Maybe the taunting from the Titans was a little bit of a mistake. Kennedy's locked back in. Full count to Paulovich. Tipped foul. Paulovich stays alive. Three-two on the way. Tipped foul again. Rolled on the ground. That'll get by Kennedy. Out to Tony. This time makes a clean turn. 2 away. Two down for Verhoef. Strike one. That fastball getting a big swing and a miss. This one drifting away, make it 1-1. Strike two, hits the outside corner. One more strike and Kennedy can retire the side. And bring the Raiders offense for one more chance at the plate. Ooh, that one drifts away. Good catch, though, by Valdez. Very elite defensive catcher. Over the last 2 seasons, very few runners have been able to steal on her. Only 12 stolen bases allowed in that span in total. Outside again. 2-2 now. Great take by Verhoef. Rolled up the middle, picked up by Kennedy, inning over, out of the bullpen. We're back in Cathedral City. Day 3 of the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Both teams going to the bullpen. Garcia and Kennedy, now the ones dueling in the circle. 5-3 advantage for the Raiders. Due up for Texas Tech. Davis in the top of the Red Raiders order. Garcia got out of the jam previously. She'll be hoping for a clean inning against the top of the order. You could even say it's the heart of the order for Texas Tech. Mahia Davis, turning senior and previously moved to Texas Tech from Louisiana Lafayette. Back in high school was a 2-sport athlete in volleyball and softball. Strike one. "93 hits last season for Davis, set a program record for Texas Tech. 0-1 on the way. Squares up, bunted foul that time around. That'll add a second strike to the tally. Not the outcome you want there if you're Davis. High, 1-2. Garcia tried to frame it for strike 3. It misses 2-2. Garcia gets set. On the ground at first. Picked up at second. Glove toss is not in time. Davis beats the throw. Great speed on the base path by Davis. She gets on board for what'll be the 4th time today. Did so via walk and 2 fielders' choices. 1 on now. No one out for Mia Williams. Top of the 7th. Outside ball 1. Good take. One on the way from Garcia. Swing and a miss. Runner goes to the hit and run. Davis is safe. Just avoids the tag. Although that will put Williams a little further behind the count. 1-1. Davis gets her 3rd steal of the game. She's been aggressive on the base path. Outside, make it 2-1. Here's Garcia. Squares up for the bunt. Advances the runner. Throw to first is back in time. So looks like they're looking to manufacture a run the same way they did earlier. Productive out here from Mia Williams. Panels had 4 RBIs today. Does she have a 5th one in store? Panel is also doing a great job in the classroom. She's an academic All-American last year. Strike 1. Ball high, great catch by Lopez. That gets by her. It could have been 6-3 with the runner coming home. Hit on the ground. Picked up at first. They'll make the play at the plate. Safe! Davis avoids the tag. Sometimes you're better off playing for the out than the run. That might have been one of those times. They wanted to keep it a 2-run deficit. Instead, the runner's safe at first, and Davis is safe at home. 6-3, Texas Tech. Strike 1, first pitch now. And it'll be Valdez at the plate instead of Burns. Defensive replacement for the Raiders, likely correlating with the change in the circle. Down low, quick pop, but the runner stays put at first. Inside 1-2. Valdez line drive, foul. She'll stay alive. Outside, runner goes, throw, stays on the bag, not in time. Steal this time for Taylor Panel. That is strike 3 to Valdez, 2 away. First strikeout for Garcia out of the bullpen. Won't be a strikeout, throw him out, double play. Here comes a replacement at the plate for the Texas Tech offense. I think it's going to be Simone Edge. Nope, rather it's Alana Johnson getting the appearance here at the plate. This is where Quiroga was in the lineup before all the swaps. Outside, ball 1. Alana Johnson, previously transferred to Texas Tech from Washington, returning senior, part of the All Big 12 first team last year, and hit the Raiders 2 grand slams last season. Strike 1 now to Johnson, good location from Garcia. 0-1 now to the outfielder. Strike 2. 1-2 now from Garcia, and one more strike will get her out of the inning to keep the damage to 1. Runner in scoring position for the Raiders. Will they be left there? Did she go? No, she did not. Ball 2. Third base umpire agrees with the ruling. Fouled, still 2-2. Garcia to Alana Johnson. Slow change, popped up. It'll land in foul territory, just out of reach of all the defense. One more time from Garcia. Down the line and foul, still 2-2. Great job protecting by Johnson, not going down on strikes, battling and staying alive. Three and 2 missing high. That'll bring a full count. I don't think Johnson will try to steal again. She's already in scoring position. Aldred's on deck. Payoff pitch for Johnson. Turns and it hits her. Did she go? No, she didn't. They're going to say it's a hit by pitch. Fullerton is trying to argue for maybe a drop third strike. But no, runners at the corners. Although I think the runner might have to go back to second. Johnson wins the full count battle. They say she had a check swing. And they're actually going to call it ball 4. The reason they're calling it ball 4 is because Panel would have to be out at third otherwise, or back at second otherwise, if it was hit by pitch. Quick conference in the circle for the Titans will also be a good way, and actually I think they are going to reverse Panel to second potentially. We'll have to wait and see what they do, because it should be a hit by pitch. There's a look at some of the fans in the stadium. One of the fans wearing a Yoshinobu Yamamoto jersey as it keeps panning across to the right. Good reminder that MLB spring training is also active this time of year too. Arizona and Florida getting some good action. So yes, I'm correct. Call it a hit by pitch. Panel back to second because, well, the play is dead on the hit by pitch. Can't advance to third. Allred at the plate with 2 on board, 1 in scoring position. High and away, ball 1. Keeping their eye out just in case they try a double steal. Garcia trying to keep the deficit manageable. Already having to face off against Kennedy in the 9th, or in the 7th. They don't want to be down by more than 3. Allred to deep left. But that's going to land before the warning track. Catch made by Pavlovich. Inning over. A long battle doesn't get Garcia out of the jam, but she can rest easy, getting the next play. It's a fielder's choice and close play at home that scores a run for the Raiders. They are up 6-3, entering Last Chance Saloon, the bottom of the 7th, from Yankee Stadium at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. One inning, 3 outs to go. Texas Tech were on upset alert a little bit throughout the day today. 4-3 earlier after a 3-run shot in the 3rd, but since then the Raiders have given themselves a 2-run cushion, a 3-run lead entering this final frame. Kennedy's come out of the bullpen to close the door, looking for her 2nd save of the season. I think that'll mean Samantha Lincoln will get the start against San Diego State. But Texas Tech, they are not taking any chances against the Titans. They're using their best arms. And up, it's going to be Stevens, Perez, and McClinton for the Titans. Ijiri Kennedy, one of the best in the nation, maybe the best. Swing and a miss, strike 1. There are people joking around on social media that she didn't play against Team Japan on Thursday because they want to save her for 2028. They don't want Japan to get any extra scouting against someone who will surely be a part of Team USA. 0-2, 2 big whiffs back-to-back on that fastball. Kennedy ahead of Stevens, 0-2. fouled away, went right back to the high heat. Kennedy, the 0-2. High and away. Good pickup by Valdez by home plate. These two form a very strong battery together. As we continue the Stevens at bat. Went down 0-2, but after that foul ball with a great take. Swing and a miss. High heat gets Kennedy's second strikeout out of the bullpen. 2 down to start the 7th. 1 down to start the 7th. It likely will be 2 unless Perez can knock her 3rd hit of the day on the board. Started with a single in the 1st and the 3rd. Strike 1 right down Main Street. Oh, 1 on the way. 0-2. Great spot for that fastball. Outside, ball 1. Tipped back, still 1-2. Kennedy in the driver's seat against Perez. Popped up. Caught right in front of the dugout. 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. 1 more out needed. Kennedy to try to seal the save and push Texas Tech to 14-1. Swing and a miss, strike 1, another big whiff on that fastball. Kennedy's control looking a lot better today than compared against Fresno State. Kennedy had a solid outing, though. After conceding 2 runs to start, went 4 innings scoreless before Texas Tech would close it out with the run rule. But no run rule today. The offense held to 6. The defense surrendering 3. And out of the bullpen, it's Kennedy. Strike 3. 3 strikeouts out of the bullpen to close the door. Texas Tech stay alive despite an incredible effort out of Cal State Fullerton. You gotta tip their cap to them. The Titans played brilliantly, but a second upset was not on the cards just yet. The Titans will be active later today, and we'll be back in probably 30 to 45 minutes time. I would guess that it's going to be a 3 p.m. start time. And Casillas hit a home run of her own back in the 3rd inning, but the offense was silenced since. On behalf of the entire Flow Sports production team, I'm Taylor Sorley. It's been a presentation of Just Softball and Flow Sports from Cathedral City, California. Stay tuned, because at around 6 p.m., it'll be Texas Tech and San Diego State right here. You're not going to want to miss it. For more softball action throughout the Mary Nutter, tune into Flow Sports for games all across the Big League Dreams complex. From Wrigley, Fenway, Des Moines, and Pawtucket Fields. Final score, number 3 ranked Texas Tech 6, Cal State Fullerton 3.